everybody. Welcome to Toku Portal Podcast. I am Rai, and with me is.
Dedicated. And today we're talking about Kaitou Sentai LupinRanger versus Keisatsu Sentai PatoRanger.
Yeah, just us two tonight. King's, I think, at a concert, and Vashi is having laptop issues. I'm hoping he can make it for the build finale next week.
Mm-hmm. Today is episode 28. So, a large man in a Hawaiian shirt arrives at Jiraiya. Umika opens the fridge and finds that Kairi ate her pudding. When she yells at Kairi, he begins teasing her and pinches her nose. The man walks in and furiously swings at Kairi for casually touching her. It's Umika's father. He says that this is why he was against her becoming a live-in worker. Kairi's defense is that Toma is living here as well. When Umika's dad asks if he seduced her as well, he tells him that he's engaged. He turns back to Kairi, but he has left the building, leaving his apron behind. Papa. I'm just gonna call him Papa for the rest of the episode because
Alright.
two
Well,
syllables is better than four. And we don't actually get his name. So he chases after. Kogure appears. We cut back to Papa running at full speed, trying to catch Kairi. And then we get the opening. Thoughts?
so first off, he doesn't just try to punch Kyrie. He misses and, breaks several glasses on a table that he knocks over. Like, that was a wide punch. I also love how Tuma has the ultimate defense in this situation, short of being married. Like, oh, I have a fiance. And the detail of Kyrie's apron being on the counter, I loved that when I saw it. It's like, yeah, he was in a rush, but he had time for that at least.
Yeah, he bolted. So you come back, we get the episode title number 28, Fight on Your Birthday Too. Umika and Toma are unable to reach her dad or Kairi over the phone. Kairi runs into a Gengar and Poroman. The Gengar turns a schoolgirl into an old woman with some missed attack, not his collection piece. Kairi and Papa are able to hide, and the global police arrive. They Keisatsu change and fight. The Gangler, Ryugu, uses his mist attack and accidentally turns a Potamon into an old man. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that
he,
was
he
great.
like breaks his back. Uh, he uses his collection piece to dive into the ground like a fish. And yeah, this Gangler is pretty much goldfish themed. Uh, he taunts the Rangers and retreats. Noel comes up with a plan and leaves the police. Umika's dad walks up to them, thanks them, and gives them a tip about the Gangler. That was kind of nice. Thoughts?
So the Potoman turning old is great for multiple reasons. One of them being that it's a reminder that the grunts in Sentai aren't always just mindless zombies. Like, sometimes they're just actual living beings. Which is a nice touch in Kyuranger as well, when they had an entire episode dedicated to it.
Yeah.
And I just love Kyra's initial reaction to Papa going up to the place and talking to them like, "What are you doing?" Like, he's not a thief. He has no reason to, not do this. Although I'm pretty sure what he told them about the Ganglar was something they literally already knew.
Yeah, maybe he told them about the gas attack, but didn't they see that? I don't know.
Or he told them about how the gangler was attacking schoolgirls, but again, they tracked him here, so.
Yeah,
But still.
yeah, it was nice. So we cut to DeGranio's. Gosh doesn't like this Gangler because he ruins perfectly good young bodies.
And Destra hates everyone except Dogranio.
Yeah. But DeGranio is actually amused by the cruelty of shortening humans' already short lifespans. It's wonderful. After the global police leave, Kairi joins Papa, saying that he was worried about his friend's death, and he appreciates that. So we cut to Umika and Toma at an abandoned factory. Kairi briefs her over the phone on the situation. Toma is glad that they got some info before they went to his hideout. Umika tells Kairi to watch Papa at Dreher, just so he doesn't snoop around. Uh, Papa apologizes to Kairi and begins probing him about Umika's well-being. He asks if Kairi knows why she left home, and then we get a flashback. Basically, Papa had a perfectly normal reaction to Umika wanting to quit high school to become a live-in worker at Dreher. Uh, of course, she didn't want to ignore Shiho's death, but obviously she couldn't say that she was going to become a Phantom Thief Ranger. So, of course, he still refuses.
I'm gonna go fight
Uh,
monsters, Dad!
yeah, I'm going to put my life in danger to avenge my friend. That wouldn't have gone much better. So, Umika actually keeps in touch with her mother because she allowed it. Papa explains that he came to Dreher because it's her birthday today. Umika tells Toma that she turns 19 today, but she tells him not to worry about it because A, their rule, and that B, she doesn't know their birthdays either. Uh, and then we get an unexpected, kind of sad bonding moment where Toma can sympathize with Papa because Aya's father blamed Toma after she died. Umika is surprised that he opened up to her because he always treats her like a kid. That was, well, that and the flashback was just really well done.
Okay,
Thoughts?
so going back to the Gangler for a bit, when I first saw his plan, like, oh, you're turning people old, you're not really trying to take over the world, are you? But then Dogranio made a good point. Like, people already have short lives, and he's now making those lives shorter. Like, yeah, you know what? This could be a method for taking over the world. Like, just killing people off. And it is cruel. So, this might be a good villain? I'm still unsure how I feel about him. Because he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, he's not completely useless comic relief, but he's not super great.
Uh, it was a nice detail seeing, like, what it was like for Umika when she tried to leave. Because, of course, her parents wouldn't just allow that. And it's something I thought about before. Like, really? She left high school for this? As for Tuma's situation, we never see Tuma get mad. We got a glimpse of it last episode where, like, he got mad, but it was, like, just a silent anger. So I can only imagine how that argument with Aya's father went. It's really
I mean, he
good.
probably
Oh,
wasn't even mad. He was just like depressed, probably, and felt horrible.
possibly, yeah. It's really nice to see that Tuma's like getting along with the others enough that he would tell Umika this. They didn't intend to get close to each other, just do their job, but they're becoming friends.
Yeah, for sure. So Kairi tells Papa not to worry about her because she's strong-willed and continues to persevere. And we get a couple of clips of Yellow. Kogure enters through the front door like a normal person and introduces himself as the owner.
Okay,
Kairi leaves
I thought
to
about this
help the other
before.
thieves.
Like Koguri's the one that hired them to be the thieves. Like it's possible that he owns the restaurant. It just like it's hearing it here that makes me feel weird because does he actually own the restaurant or is that a front? Because we don't actually know. I feel like he does because that makes sense, but it's still unclear.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out one day. But yeah, Kairi leaves to help the other thieves. Noel is waiting right outside with a new Torebian collection piece, and it looks like a submarine.
I was
So
thinking the other day
yeah,
about the French in this show, and I
hmm
was thinking about Enter in Go Busters.
hmm
And I have to say, Enter's like fake French accent just doesn't hold up. Like I feel like these in this show, like they don't sound like they speak French as either, but it sounds closer than Enter does. Enter sounds like an American speaking French.
yeah, it's kind of excusable once you learn why he speaks French, but or broken French. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely more acceptable in the show. And Coyote's French shirt flag. I mean, not French flag shirt that he wears in a couple episodes. I like this one. But yeah, Ryugu encounters the thieves in his hideout. Blue and yellow Kaito change and roll call, which is kind of cool. Blue is able to stop Ryugu from diving into the ground with some cards, but when yellow corners him, he dives into the walls and attacks from all angles. Red and Patron X arrive. Red lands yellow scissors to block the attacks, and he uses the new piece that Noel gave him magic, which is kind of shocking. Why did you name a submarine magic? Well, we'll find out.
Uh,
Uh,
d-
and it basically summons a bowgun weapon.
okay, so have you seen Bleach?
No.
Well, there's a character in Bleach that has this almost exact same weapon. Like,
Magic included?
sort of, yeah. So everyone has like a magical energy, and he uses his to create a bow and arrow. And at one point in the series, he gets a magic glove that just has a bow built in. And so all he has to focus on is the arrow.
Hmm.
And like it looks similar to the what Kyrie has on his gauntlet here with like the two ends sticking out the way they do. I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, how many different ways could you do this? But it's just made me think of Bleach.
hmm
Also, Noel collected this piece from Kogure quite a while ago, and we're just now seeing it. I mean, I get it, he's been working on it since then, but in like any other series, it would have been revealed the next episode.
Yeah, that is true. Uh, yeah, he bargained for it. So you oh wait. No, yeah. He summons the bowgun and he's able to shoot an arrow that hurts Ryugu through the walls. You get kind of a neat fight scene of them going back and forth until he knocks him out of the building, and Lupin X steals his piece. The Lupin Rangers combine their finishers very beautifully to defeat him.
Yes. The I thought it was clever that they used cards to stop him from going into the floor. Oh, he merges into solid objects. The cards get in the way of that, which makes the reveal of oh, it can walls count make sense. It just has to be a solid object. And the combination of the finishers was really beautiful, with everyone using some sort of upgraded thing except Noel, who kind of counts as an upgrade anyways. The only thing that like disappointed me at first was that Tuma is just using Cyclone. Like, oh, that seems like a little more than just his normal gun. But then I realized, but that's just his style. He's the aloof one. He doesn't need anything flashy or garish.
Yeah, true. So Gosh reluctantly revives Ryugu after Dogranio orders her to.
Okay,
Uh, oh, what are you gonna say?
we don't normally see Dogranio tell Gosh to do it after that first episode where he does, because it's like, oh, it's implied now. Or maybe it's not implied. Maybe just Gosh understands, like, all right, this is my part of my job. So I just kind of like the gag here where he specifically tells her to do it because she's previously said like, oh man, I don't really like this guy.
Yeah, I love the
It's just
one where she revives the female gangler just to spite her. That
it,
was great.
it's just subtle details like that that fit into the show real well because they don't have to explain this out loud. It's all there.
Mhm. So yeah, the global police arrive too late. Noel decides to talk to them. He just tells them that they weren't a good match against this gangler. Pretty lame, but oh well. Lupin Kaiser deploys with the new vehicle to form Lupin Kaiser Magic. Goody gets a really good feeling, and Blue does as well. The Wrecking Ball arm opens up, revealing a hand with magic cards. Uh, yeah, and it gets kind of crazy from here. The cards rearrange some buildings, and I turn one into like a dresser. Red tells Ryugu that there's a treasure inside, so he just starts yanking out clothes. And eventually he finds the red Vias vehicle, but it turns into magic and bashes him in the face. Uh, yeah, then they use the Wrecking Ball arm. The final trick summons like a Japanese castle in a bubble because that's what this guy loves.
He's a
And it
fish.
explodes. Yeah, it explodes when magic snaps his fingers. Yeah, and he's defeated. The confetti was kind of cool, but yeah, this was a bit crazy. Thoughts?
Okay, so this is a pretty cool new weapon. Uh, I like that when it does the whole Tsukasa gives her suspicious glare. It leads you into thinking like, oh, she's probably not going to trust him because he gave a new weapon to the thieves, right? No, Sakuya is the one who brings that up. Tsukasa brings up an interesting point of why didn't Noel use this himself? And the answer is probably as simple as his personal mech isn't designed for these kinds of auxiliaries, just thunder and fire. But it also brings a suspicious point like, is there some downside to this that he's not mentioning? Or maybe he's working more hard on the thieves, which he has been lately. A lot of potential for that one offhanded thought. Other than
Yeah, I
that,
did forget to write that.
yeah, the fight was pretty good. Nice to see a new mech.
Yeah, I hope it's not just the. I mean, knowing the writing so far, I doubt it, but I hope it's just not. Oh well, this mech doesn't fit on my mech.
Whether it's a downside or suspicion that he's helping the thieves too much. Uh, like I'm interested in seeing what direction this goes in.
Yeah. So at Jurere, Kogure is waiting. Papa has already left, but he left behind a present for Umika. Some good luck charms from a temple. Kairi and Toma tell her to spend some time with her family tonight. She takes off. She catches up to Papa and thanks him for the present. He apologizes for treating her like a child. Umika doesn't worry about it and says they can discuss that at home. They walk home, and Papa kind of teases her about Kairi. I guess he's taking a liking to him now. Episode end. That's pretty sweet. Thoughts?
This was a really sweet ending. The old gift basket was great. Umika's acting was great. Uh, Gotta love feel good slice of life episodes like this. Yeah. And at first, like, I couldn't tell, like, what Papa was thinking when he was asking about Kyrie. Like, oh, is there anything between you two? It's like, what, do you still not trust him? But then turned into, like, oh, wait, do you want there to be something between them?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I don't think will happen. Kyrie treats her like a sister.
Oh yeah. But it was fun watching the dad teaser. Yeah, Umika's actress is just she's great at expressing feelings through her face. Like whether she was talking to Toma or
Like,
her dad, kind of an awkward
or
conversation.
reacting
She's just
to how uncomfortable Sakuya makes her. She is possibly the best actress on this show.
yeah. So it was a lot of fun watching her in this episode. Uh, any final thoughts? I thought this was awesome.
This was a.
Oh,
Oh, go on.
hopefully the police get some more love next episode.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I don't know.
this was a great episode, like I was expecting it to be. But I do want there to be some love for the Pat Rangers, which there will be next episode. It seems to be an episode focused on Keiichiro. Uh,
Yes.
so I'm looking forward to that because your series has two Sentai. Please stop ignoring one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I am. It is kind of nice that they're not going just back and forth each episode because that would get a
That would
bit too
get like a little,
formulaic. But
yeah.
come on now,
But it's
PatoRangers
been
needs some
what,
love.
4 or 5 episodes in a row that have been Lupin Ranger focused.
Yeah.
Uh, I think we'll do a follow up with King next week on her thoughts on this episode because this seems like one she would want to talk about.
Yep.
So
And we ran pretty short tonight.
yeah, but we hit at least 20 minutes in, so that's good enough for me.
Hmm.
So thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for the penultimate episode of Kamen Rider Build. Ah. That series has been a roller coaster of emotions. Uh, and next week for more Lupin Ranger versus Pod Ranger. See you next time.
Thanks for listening.